lakad matatag!
And Chaos Knight going to add into that physical damage. And I mean, I said Brood Tinker, but I was joking, guys. What?
Let's go.
Misha. Got some setup here. Misha. Chaos Bolt into arrows ready.
There we go.
They're going now. Set up stun. It's a 1 second one. And the arrow still lands. Fortunate there for Hokori. They get the kill. And Analog picks it up with the razors. So an early bottle is going to be coming out for the Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. Nice smoke moves, King.
Again. I mean, what is it when the Chen's nearby? 13.8, 14.8 on the Broodmother. It's just, you know, unkillable. If you're chipping away at them, sure, nice, but they're never going to die.
Praising Hokori. He's still struggling to land these arrows on the Chen creeps. He gets a range creep at least, but that was not his goal. And now Vitaly's in trouble with the Ghost Slow. Yep, that's an easy kill, and that just comes down to not quite hitting the arrow on that Ghost. Even micros into the tree to get back to safely. That's
so far very good in that mid lane. Analog 23 and 4 as they do get a kill on Tiger top. So it looks like he did overstep, and this Dazzle CK pairing showing how much physical damage they can do.
Yeah. See Amar going double Wraith Band, so he's looking to really fight early on and trying. Not easy, I think, for Beastmaster to stay in this lane once Brood hits level 6.
Yeah, definitely going to be hard. Might have to bring the SF down there to deal with them as Gardic. Yeah, this ability for Amar and Tiger to Fisher and slow with the poison attacks gets in there on the Dazzle. And Lumiere attempting the trade, but now he's in a bit of trouble himself.
Yeah.
Tiger will close the gap. Another enchant totem. And Amar stacking up all the damage. Looking to kill off the CK, and even under this tier 1 tower, he's not safe. A double for Amar. And it's just like you said, yes, the CK Dazzle offer kills onto this Earthshaker Viper, but it's 3 cores and it's 3 potentially scaling ones, but it's also lane dominated at the same time, so a really nice balance there. It's down at bottom. Yeah, they get on top of the Brood, but Yuragi has turned and survived the raises. Not enough damage to kill off the Brood Mama, and she's back in the trees. BZM's keeping them at bay. Analog's looking for it, but he's juked around. Oh, one hits. The raindrops, though. Yuragi turns and looks to kill off the Marauder. Gets the takedown, and now the web's away. No medium or long-range raise left, so Yuragi's out of there with an additional bonus kill.
Yep, Tinker's coming back in too. SF maybe needs to be a little bit careful here, but I think just the Tinker alone can't kill him. This is... Tinker Brood is goddamn scary. I mean, not just the spider factor, but you've got this...
Safe lane Broodmother pick really paying off. Top of the net worth for Yuragi at 4,800.
Here comes the rotation top, though.
Yeah,
and they get the arrow.
Tiger, Amar, getting caught out by Gardic. He's going to get stunned up, though. The enchant into Fisher blocks away the CK Mirana. And with Misha's arrival, they can turn and fight this. Penitence on the Chaos Knight. Viper getting stunned up for a few seconds, but Lumiere dead. 8-3. OG stomping, coming out of these lanes, incredibly powerful. And Tiger, he's got the Tumbler's Toy into Echo Slam. Fisher catches the Mirana, but she's got 2 more leaps.
Missiles will do some good damage here. Has a range up, though, so even if they get vision for another, I don't think it's a kill, but... Tinker would be great, but it's going to be Misha's Chen instead who they run into.
Oh, they don't even have the Roar. It's going to come down to axes and poison touch here to try and bring down Misha. They'll get him eventually. They'll try and clear out these ancient stacks as well to limit BZM's farm. It looks like Radiant, though, with the vision up on the high ground, they're able to spam out these homing missiles, or the heat-seeking ones, and try and keep Hokori at bay, but the ancient camp already cleared.
SF's low. He may just die here.
Any more catch?
Be a little careful. They're not going to commit.
Got Dazzle behind him, so Hokori, they come in, and take the ancients, take the tier 1, but they still haven't dealt with the Brood. It looks like the name of the game is Ignore Yuragi. Speed, which is already pretty nuts to begin with. But he might get caught here. The Roar, well placed by Vitaly on the hero, and the arrow connects as well. Trying to kill off the Brood Mama with a couple of raises, but Yuragi down to the low ground, still alive. The Starstorm second hit lands, but Misha, oh, the axes! They get the Brood Mother. 2 down now, and the BKB did come out from Analog towards the tail end of the fight, but nobody dying.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Just struggling to find these good initiations. Arrows are just so hard to land with all the summons from Chen and Brood. CK even going to ulti for this one.
Well, they see the Brood. They catch a glimpse of it with a Hawk. Didn't expect the Hawk to be up on that high ground, and Yuragi gets punished heavily. Now OG on the run. Pig pole from Viper, the Tumbler's Toy from Tiger. A little bit of mobility there allows OG.
Times, and it feels like they're the ones who get to kind of dictate play now. Even with Aegis expiring, they're still grouping up as 5, ready to take a fight. But here come OG.
Yeah, the Yules out of Mirana stopping Amar from chasing forward for a second. Has to leap away now, though, as Yuragi focusing the CK on the top side of the fight. A lot of damage, and they need the BKB and the Grave on Lumiere. Losing Theo and maybe the Shadow Fiend, too. Analog hunted down by the Viper and clicked into oblivion. It didn't feel like an actual team fight. That was just OG charging up high ground and finding the turnaround on Hokori.
Yeah, just playing around their vision and getting Pit, take out all the enemy wards around their cliffs on the right side of the Roshan. Could actually be a Hokori smoke here. 4-man smoke. They see the Brew. They see Yuragi. But they don't get the sun.
They can't catch her. Tiger, right place, right time again. They'll have to kill the Earthshaker first instead. As OG, they're sticking around here. Even without Tiger ready, they've got Centaur Stomps to chain stun Analog, but he's got BKB Requiem, gets off the fear. Pushes back Brood, and now onto Amar they'll move. Find the Viper kill, and a double, in fact, for Lumiere.
Yeah, they're just playing around their numbers here and charging forward. What a great fight in the end for them. Even though they don't kill the Brood with the initial jump, they still make the most of it, and it's finally...
Still holding back and not committing.
Just great job pressuring mid lane. They get the T2 tower. Because they had a spiraling in the Roshan pit, they just had full knowledge that Hokori weren't in there.
Another Fisher. Analog, a little scared there as they blow up Theodore with the Viper and Tinker.
This is not looking good for Hokori. They're getting kind of outplayed here and just chipped away at.
SF has to BKB Requiem. Expending some big cooldowns. Manta to run away now, but he's been chased down. The Grave will come out, but Analog looking dead. Tries to TP with the Grave up on him, but the final bits of damage from OG will be enough. Catching Gardic in the back lines too. And 3 heroes swiftly removed.
Well, and OG were actually pushing out mid, so they needed to find a better way to just run some of these heroes. Lumiere has to BKB TP out. Looking to cancel that.
Analog has the BKB as well.
Okay.
They've roared up the BKB Viper, trying to click him down, but Amar is incredibly
so
tanky. He's got a Scardy, he's got a plate mail. Analog needs to be graved up, but he's been bashed now and should be finished off with a damage over time from Amar. Clearing up the SF, and BZM's diving base. Picks off Gardic inside that dire base behind the barracks. And the rest of OG pummel into the buildings.
OG are just everywhere. They're, forcing CK, BKB TP home while taking a fight elsewhere on the map. Using this Tinker mobility and gets sniped by the Fissure. Just absolutely despair here for Hokori, who looked like they were in an okay position to scale this game, but just got bested by the maneuvering of OG.
Yeah, I did not know what to expect coming into this with a Broodmother for Yuragi, a Tinker for BZM, but this feels like in
a way, Heavenly Jump, like he's just thinking of all the fun heroes he can play and make Zeus's life hard, and it's going to be Void Spirit, so the value point, but even that is not a guarantee by any means.
And it looked like the smoke broke on him, but I don't think Zeus actually caught a glimpse of him as the fight breaks out down bottom. They do get that concoction onto Gardic, and with OG having 3 heroes down here, chasing the Undying back for Misha's first blood.
Not the ideal hero to get it, but he had to take it. Often has that kind of slow struggle in the early game, and then he'll easily catch up later on with the greed and jungle stacks. Misha,
he needs
maybe
to help out Misha. It looks like Snap's okay. Even going to turn and try and fight Vitali there as Lumiere dies to the Razor Earth Spirit. Able to close the gap up against this level 1 Time Walk, which has such a long few minutes. Build up a bit of bank for the Alchemist.
Yeah, I was looking around and there wasn't much. They're going to TP bottom with the Void Spirit. They want to fight this.
Yeah, Tombstone's dropped, but Lil Shredder makes short work of it. Concoction back on the Brood, and Vitali. Oh, that big Thunder God's Wrath, and Yuragi. He's dead. Vitali is able to turn with his level 2 Insatiable Hunger, sustaining up and going maybe for a third. Earth Spirit backs away. And the TP in. There's no small camp anymore, so it's just going to be lane creeps over and over again for the Alchemist, while it looks like down at bottom, Hokori pressuring Tiger back. Aiming for a bit of damage on that tier 1, but the wave has been dragged across.
Yeah, just making it harder for the Brood to actually go for the tower with another rotation from BZM. Vitali, yeah, no Insatiable Hunger this time.
Popped out by the Astral Steps. And Gardic, he's not got mana left here. Another decay in, 10 seconds? As Yuragi does die to Theo in the mid lane. But Gardic drops bottom to OG's rotations.
For Hokori. You got the rune deny. You know, we saw what Void Spirit did with the last rune, so this one was just an invis.
Small W. It looks like Yuragi stealing that stack that they scouted earlier on. Hokori starting the TP here to fight around their own jungle, but Yuragi and Misha looks like they've got the damage to bring down Gardic. Oh, that bushwhack, beautifully placed, but BZM, he's able to gap close in. Zeus has to heavily jump down to low ground to escape.
He was involved, like that outpost fight up top. He was the one stunning the Undying to help kill him. Is not usually what you want to see from your Undying.
There's a huge pick off on the Zeus, though, if they can get him. Analog did break up to the high ground and gets the Thunder God's Wrath out, but OG, yet again, it's 4 heroes quickly on the tail of Gardic now. Undying magnetized down, and Vitali trying to hold a bit of a high ground here. Get away from the initiation of Tiger and Yuragi, slowing him down with a kick. The kiss is coming, but the concoction is a self-stun on the Alchemist, which might allow Lumiere here with a time dilation and maybe a chrono. The missed sharpshooter not gonna clip onto the Alken. It looks like Lumiere opting not to chrono him there. Going for Misha instead, the safer and simpler kill. Grabs the bounty rune on his way out. And Hokori, and they lose the Zeus. It's pretty sad for them. They do get a couple of turnaround plays.
Yeah, killing a Snapfire felt like, I mean, playing against the Brood, against the Void, it's kind of a save against both those two heroes.
They had a massive amount of nuke damage. If they get on top of someone, oh, Tiger nearly had the Faceless Void there. Centimeters away from catching with that rolling boulder into the silence, but they'll turn on Gardic and keep the streak going for BZM. And Lumiere here with no chrono. I'm just going to try and chase them back. Maybe pick off the Misha Snapfire. And pops his stick, but with that sharpshooter and the damage, he does drop. Tiger still trying to get on this Faceless Void, magnetizing him up for the meantime, and Amara arriving to deal with Vitali. BZM angling for the back lines, but it's just the E-Blade Astral Step to clear up the Broodmother as Tiger stuck on the high ground now. Kicks Lumiere low ground, but Time Walk gets him over the cliff tops again. Lots of little backs and forth here between both teams, but it always feels like OG are the ones killing cores, while Hokori only supports for now as BZM gets away from the bushwhack. Another dissimulate into the Roche Pit. Astral Step on cooldown for 15 seconds, though. Still an opportunity for Hokori to chase forward. The Cookie to try and save him up the high ground with the E-Blade, but he's dead. The Zeus damage, but the Void. He's gone, and Yuragi's appearance opening up onto this Hoodwink, battering away onto Theolacor. A fairy fire and a bushwhack will buy him a bit of safety, even trying to sharpshoot at the high ground and successfully gets away. Vitali now joining the fray as Yuragi channels up another stun to go for the TP home. No bushwhack, no way to stop him, while off to the left-hand side, Gardic is hunted down by a Mars Razor.
That bushwhack was half a second away from being up. If they kill the Alk there,
Let's see if Gardic can get a good high ground ward down.
just seems a little bit too telegraphed, the full 5-man smoke.
Lumiere, he chronos the Snapfire only, and Razor with his BKB up, and Alchemist getting blown up. Down goes Yuragi quickly. Misha dead to the Spiderlings now as Tiger's rolled in to his own demise. Magnetized onto 5, but it doesn't matter.
Finding the Alk at the perfect time, and they just blow him up. Even with the Chronosphere being off the mark, OG just had their Alk get deleted there, and they're right into the Roshan Pit. Hokori mentioned the kisses were down. It's a great time to go for a 5-man smoke, and even if they were up, you can kind of see there, like, this is go time for Hokori. They just completed the pipe. They've got all the team fight deciding item.
Lumiere.
Go for the chrono.
Yeah, he goes for it. Thunder God's Wrath there and a sharpshooter to follow. Blows up BZM. What can they do off the back of this now? Because they're aiming in towards mid lane. A self-stun on the Alchemist. Tiger rolls across the Spiderlings. Straight into the army of Vitali. Hokori trying to regroup with the rest of their squad in that mid lane as guarding. He just plays forward onto the Razor and a damage onto Amar. It's substantial, but not quite enough. His BKB allows a bit of a gap to be made. Tiger needs to save him, and Yuragi disappears. The damage out of this Lumiere Void clears through the Alchemist, and he's straight back onto the Razor again. BKB's up, whacks him down, and Hokori with a big team fight victory for themselves.
All 3 cores dead. That was just huge. And
Tiger, wow. Look at the roll. somehow connects onto Theo the first time, and the chrono whiffs completely. Oh dear, Hokori. Time to bail and run away. Tombstone's down from Gardic. Vitali's on the high ground, but Yuragi pummels the Tombstone down. Misha being focused by Lumiere as Hokori trying to fight around this high ground spot. The Brood and the Faceless Void. Yeah, they're moving around very freely. A 2 for 2 so far, and even looking to chase him for more. Al getting caught out by his own stun, and the Thunder God's Wrath, the save from the E-Blade, not going to be enough.
Once more, once BZM, and he's out of Astral Steps. This is problematic for BZM. He's going to TP out, but he needs to find someone to use it.
Bash.
And he's been found.
He's got the bash. Dissimulate.
Where's he gonna go?
Bit of distance with the shard. He's in the trees. He's away from there. That. Chrono.
Chrono from Smoke.
Straight on BZM. Dead for 60 seconds. Lumiere's even hunting for Misha here. They land the sharpshooter. And he jumps forward again. If he catches a bash, this should be the death of the Snapfire. And Misha, who just brought back, is now dead for 70, while Amar, he walks in with his BKB, draining a bit of damage and clicking onto that Zeus, the Force Staff and the Heavenly Jump. Gets him a bit of distance, but he's still dead. This has allowed Lumiere, though, to have a free fight. As Yuragi, he's looking for the Hoodwink, but guarding. He's got that amp damage, and Yuragi being turned on now. Good placement of the Tombstone, the Wraith Pact, forcing OG back. But Hokori have also suffered casualties of their own. 3 heroes dead. Where's Littlings? Vitali, look at him spreading his army all across that mid lane, looking for where OG are. Very nice micro, individually moving the little spiders as Lumiere jumps up and down from the high ground spot. Gardic with a Tombstone, trying to defend it with his Soul Rip. Misha Amar focusing in. There's the Chrono. Lumiere aiming straight in onto this BZM Void. He's got Neon Disc, but is it enough to save him? It looks like no. Pop down, and the Spirit's about to follow. Gets off a Cyclone as Yuragi zoned out, and the turn onto Amar. They land the bashes, and Log TPing home to escape from the static link. And Lumiere, he's got the catch onto the Razor. This is what Hokori needed, but Yuragi, he's back in the fight, and Amar with his BKB, enabling the kisses to land onto the Faceless Void. He's silenced up, he's controlled and killed. I thought Hokori had this one, but OG say absolutely not.
He fully bought out for a Scotty here, so you avoid without buyback. They need the Zeus to do the damage here.
A sick cookie in, 2 supports caught by it. Yuragi's Alchemist doing so much damage, but he's taking a lot himself.
Zeus is caught too.
The spell damage coming, and you're right, the Zeus being drained of all his right click by Amar. Kills off Gardic, tries to escape here with a Heavenly Jump and the Invis, but Analog shredded by the Razor. Meanwhile, they've caught out Vitali's Broodmother, and that is a huge win for OG.
They may just win the game.
Able to turn someone into stone when they're in the Chrono, so another saving tool for OG to play around with. And Yuragi taking a lot of damage, though, getting blown up by the Zeus, and all of that spell amp does not get saved, so the Aegis is claimed, and that Lumiere is in with a 2-man Chrono, aiming for BZM. The Kisses zoning out the back lines, and Misha, he's the target as they do kick away Yuragi. BZM still up and running, while Amar trying to retreat from the high ground, but he's tanky with that harder to Chronoed up, catching Yuragi and Amar, though, and Hokori defending their high ground. And the BKB's up for the Alchemist as Tiger rolls back in. Magnetized to zone and control up Analog. Tiger and BZM, though, getting shredded. The double Cyclone sent skywards, but landing down with a lightning zap. Zeus clears them up, and a triple for Lumiere's Faceless Void. Chaotic team fights, swinging back and forth in this game, but Hokori defend their base.
Yeah. Do they feel like they have to stop this one? Do they feel like they have the ability to team fight into double Chronosphere as well? Gobble up, toss in a creep.
That's going to scare Hokori for a second, and Lumiere realizing, you know, there's no commitment. I'm going to go back into the Roche pit. Getting dragged by the Ether Remnant into the Kisses and the roll. They've got a bit of chain stun here onto the Faceless Void, but Lumiere's able to get the Chrono off onto the 2 of them inside the pit. Grabs up the Aegis and a shard as Yuragi's chasing Analog on the right-hand side. But this Faceless Void, taunted, stunned and controlled. OG doing everything they can, but Lumiere just refuses to die. First life finally claimed up as OG kill off him and the Undying. Cheese grabbed by the Earth Spirit. As Lumiere inside the pit still with his BKB to go, gets another Chrono, finding Yuragi's Alchemist and whacking him down. That's him gone. A huge fight for Lumiere's Void, and there seems like nothing can stop him here. gets away from the two spirits. Amar, though, with a triple kill on the other side. Did find the Undying another time as Theo forcing himself away from the Razor, but it's still this Lumiere show. Getting gobbled up and spat on, rolled upon by Tiger, BZM, and Yuragi. The control! The Abyssal Blade right at the last second kills off the Faceless Void, and OG with the buybacks. I mean, are they victors here in this fight?
First life basically useless, but the second life of Void carrying the team fight. Amar's going for the throne here. Void has to buy back. I feel like if they want to stand a chance to defend this one.
Yeah, they've got this Aghanim Scepter Razor shredding through buildings. Tier 4's looking worse for wear. And the roll in. Good gobble up. Analog being focused. Amar has moved in aggressively, and BZM hunting for the Zeus. The buyback from the Faceless Void is here, but he's got no Chronos to play with. Has to time walk away, but they will get a Thunder God's Wrath out. Kill off Tiger and aim for Amar. The trouble being, your throne is falling. No glyph available for the Dire team. Faceless Void has to fight mano a mano against the Alchemist. They've got the little piggy dead. He's gone for 2 minutes now, and Lumiere, he gets a double kill and looks for BZM. All the blink away. Another Dissimilate available after this Yule Scepter. He needs to create space and survive. Lumiere looking for the bashes or the bushwhack, and he finds it. The big Aghanim Scepter there, allowing the time lock to land onto BZM.
Absolutely.
All lanes of barracks.
The good thing about the other side lanes is you're not resetting the glyph, because what OG have is triple glyph. They've already used one, but they've got 2 more. You kill a tier 4 tower, it resets the glyph, and I think Hokori are going to be like, okay. Oh, whoa!
Lumiere, he's straight onto the 2 cores, but the gobble up save. The play there, the second
next chrono
will come in, catches 3 of them, and Lumiere's killed off the Void Spirit. No heroes for OG left now. They've all been destroyed by Lumiere. The Razor, he's in a 1v5, stuck in between the Hokori heroes. Tried to static link back onto Analog, and he's incredibly tanky with his Satanic and hard, but Lumiere's got the damage to bring him to his knees. Yuragi and Amar, 2 versus 4 now. And Hokori,
no Chronos, but it's like you say, 2 versus 4 is no Chronos enough to take this fight.
There's 2 tombstones still on the floor as well. And this Time Walk Aghanim Scepter with the Time Locks landing is incredibly irritating. Lumiere just jumping back and forth, but he's a Blitzer bladed up. The stun from Yuragi and the damage from the Razor, but look at how much Hokori can push onto Yuragi's Alk. He's about to fall through his BKB and dead for 100 seconds.
It should just be GG now. Nobody to defend the base here. Except for Amar's Razor, all by his lonesome self.
Try as he might, you cannot fight against Hokori's 4 members in your base. Down goes the Razor. Tier 4's cracked open now. And GG called. Hokori tied up 1-1. It was a very close game, though.
Honestly, what a Dota game. This was so much fun to watch.